If you're trying to comply with AI regulation, here's the uncomfortable truth. There is no longer one law to follow. There are 378. We counted every AI-relevant legal instrument in our dataset. And in the next few minutes, I'll show you the patterns that actually matter and a free way to see which of them apply to you. This is the state of AI regulation in 2026, in plain English, backed by data, no hype. Every number you'll see is verified against a primary source, a regulator, an official gazette, or the law's own text. The 378 split into two layers. 108 are cross-jurisdictional laws. They apply because of where you operate. On top sit 270 sector-specific overlays. They apply because of what you do. Most organizations are subject to both at once. Now the most important pattern. Plot every dated law by the year it took effect, and you see a wave. A handful of foundational rules go back decades. But the volume coming into force accelerated sharply from 2021 and peaked in 2023, with 20 new instruments in a single year. More than half of all dated laws landed between 2021 and 2024. Translation: the rulebook you onboarded to 2 years ago is already incomplete. Where are these laws? The United States has the most, 16 instruments, driven by a patchwork of federal action and state laws. The European Union and the United Kingdom follow with 12 each, then Singapore with 8, and Canada and Australia with 7 apiece. But here's the catch. Volume is not the same as strictness. The US has the most paperwork, yet we rate the EU as the only jurisdiction at the highest risk level, because the EU AI Act imposes binding, cross-sector obligations. Most other regimes simply don't. Counting laws tells you where the paperwork is. It doesn't tell you where the teeth are. Then there are the sector overlays, and they're heavily concentrated. Financial services carries 39, far ahead of the pack. Healthcare has 26, marketing and government 22 each, insurance and transport 21. If you're in finance, health, or insurance, your real compliance surface is the horizontal laws plus a deep stack of sector rules, which is exactly where most gap analyses miss things. And the rules don't sit still. Of the 108 jurisdictional laws, 87 are enforced today. But look at the rest. 2 major frameworks have lapsed. Canada's ADA and CPPA died when Parliament was prorogued. One was revoked outright. The US rescinded Executive Order 14110, and several are deferred. The EU's Digital Omnibus pushed the AI Act's high-risk obligations to December 2027. A compliance posture built on a 2024 snapshot is already partly built on laws that no longer exist. So what do you actually do with this? 3 things. First, scope before you draft. The first question is never what the law says, it's which laws apply to you, by jurisdiction and sector. Second, treat the rulebook as live, with a review cadence, not a filing date. Third, start from your gaps, not a template, because the most regulated sectors are exactly where generic policies leave the most exposure. The hardest part of all of this is just knowing where you stand across 378 moving instruments. You should not be guessing that by hand. We built a free AI readiness check that maps your organization against the instruments that actually govern it, by jurisdiction and sector, in about 90 seconds. It's linked in the description, along with the full data study behind this video, with every chart and source. If this gave you a clearer picture of the AI rulebook, subscribe. We turn AI regulation into things you can actually action. And watch this next. How to run an AI compliance gap analysis.